Okay, how long have you living in Netherlands now?
In the Netherlands in total already about 8 years,
Hmm.
but I came to a different city before to study, and then I moved to Amsterdam 3 years ago.
Okay, and
But
you?
I'm living in Netherlands since
Why do
2019.
you guys decide to leave Germany and come to
I wanted
Netherlands?
to like I studied like international law, and I wanted to study it in English. And in Germany, it was a bit harder to find these studies. And also, it's always nice to move to a different country, although it's not that far away. But always nice.
Okay.
And yeah, then I stayed because of work, and I really liked what I'm
Okay,
doing.
and you? Why do you decide to
Yeah.
also leave Germany?
I really wanted to have an international studies. I lived in United States before, and in Germany it's really, really hard to find like a German an English study.
Okay.
And I studied international marketing management, and the study was nice, super international, from people from all over the world. And I love living with different cultures. It's quite diverse here.
Okay, but I understand that in Germany, study there is more cheaper. So compared to Netherlands, it's better.
Yeah. Well, it is a bit cheaper in in Germany. However, the system in the Netherlands is better. I feel like the care which they're giving in the universities are much better. It's more personal,
Okay.
and the study is also a bit more challenging, and the quality is higher.
Okay, so do you also agree with that?
I do agree with. Well, I guess it depends from study to study, but quality-wise, yes, I agree, and also with the international, like especially if you doing like an international study,
Yeah.
I really agree with her. I do feel like, and there I think it also really depends from the study. But for example, the law studies were also I wouldn't really agree on the care sides. I feel like the system here, or at least in my experience, it was quite tough, which of course makes you like, pushes you to perform.
Yeah.
But it's also like you don't perform, you're out. So in that sense, the care part, I'm not sure.
What do you think about Germany and Netherlands? Because I understand that they always say that Germany and cold, Netherlands is open.
I guess I would partly agree. Like it's a bit more, I would say, here. However, I do feel like there's also quite generally it's less political here, which sometimes I find a pity. And people sometimes also live in their bubble of like, our life is great, we are good, and we're just gonna enjoy, which is good in a way. But also, I personally find it also important to have a bit of awareness what's like happening outside of your bubble.
Okay.
And I feel like that's less in the Netherlands. So that's something I miss sometimes. But yeah, I would say Germany generally it's a bit more strict and maybe a bit more closed off. However, it's also not like sometimes I hear people saying like, oh, the Netherlands is like so open and everybody's your friend. Like that's also not the case.
Okay.
So especially also while studying, like you have a clear divide. Dutch students, internationals. It's not as if you come here and everybody's.
So, sister, what do you have to say about that?
I do agree partially. So me coming from Germany, but also having a Ghanaian background, I'm a person of color, so I also have a migration background, and I do see, coming to the Netherlands, to Groningen, and also to Amsterdam, I do feel like people are definitely more open than in Germany. Yeah, as well than in Germany.
Okay.
One reason was people were more open to different cultures and also more aware of different cultures. Let's say celebrating Kitty Kotti, for instance. Here is a big Ghanaian community. They are like present here, which I do not really have in Germany. So in Hamburg, for instance, people are not really aware of your background. They're also not really interested. So you do have to adapt perfectly in order to fit into society, which I do not really have the feeling in the Netherlands. And in terms of the friendliness and openness, well, we are from Hamburg, we're from the north, so it's in general also a bit colder than in the south. I do agree that it's not everything perfectly here, and it's not like that everybody is smiling and it's this beautiful place. That's true. However, I do feel it is warmer than in Germany.